Hey folks, how are you? Welcome back to another edition of Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon. I am Raymond Nugent, your host, aka Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon. Nice to have you on board on a Saturday, January 30th. Nice to have you here. You know what I mean? Tonight we're gonna have a different night where we all could chime in and enjoy the weekend. But before I go any further, guys, how are your weekends doing? I hope everyone is having a great weekend. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves and doing it safely. You know, and the way we're supposed to do. Accordingly. Because there's too much uncertainties, like we all know. So let's not be dumbfounded to what's going on. And just be proactive and do the right thing. So yes, guys, it's Raymond Nugent coming back to you again. Chronic Pain and a Demon. Checking in with you guys on a Saturday. You know, um, January 30th. And the year is going by. We're already going through 1 month. Through 2021, and we see where we at. As far as our livelihood and our safety and our peace of mind and our goals that we want to accomplish. You see, we're still being stagnant because of we all know why, and we have to take precaution. You know, but with all that said, man, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Because we can't let stuff like that stop us from living, because we have to live. Life goes on, and we have to live, but we have to try to do it carefully, and follow the protocols, and so we could, go back home safe to our family and friends. Yes, guys. So yeah, it's another day, Saturday, and it's feeling good, and I'm here on the live, with you guys. So just if you want to chime in, and let this, get this live going, and spread your wings if you want to, and on this channel, and you guys could come on and drop your links, and you know what I mean. Just keep it going, nice and clean, and just in the best of how we do it. You see what I'm saying on YouTube, because it's a Saturday, and I'm here with you guys. Here with you on a Saturday. Chronic Pain is here with you on a Saturday. So what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna come on in, enjoy the day with Chronic Pain, or are you just gonna stay on out there and just listen to what I have to say? Let me know. Let me know. Comment down below. Let me know. Drop a link down below. Let me know what you want to do. If you want to stay on the outside and listen to Chronic Pain today, which is okay, or if you want to come on in and just chime in on the live and becomes a moderator, and we'll just take it from there. I mean, suit yourself. Either or. I'm grateful for you guys who are listening. And I'm also grateful for the ones who are in the chat room as well. Because you guys are great support to me, and you always be, and you're always going to be, a part of me and part of my family, because that's just pretty much what this is. A family channel, each one teach one, chronic pain, the inner demon. We're all having someone in our lives, that suffer from chronic pain, and we see, the turmoil that they go through, so we kind of understand just by looking at them and realizing, how uncomfortable it is for them to really, live on a daily basis, but it's something that, happens, and there's not much from my understanding. There's no cure for chronic pain, because from my understanding, chronic pain is a disease, and there's only treatments. So that's why you see all the aggressive treatments towards chronic pain, and physical therapy, and all the other necessary stuff that they could do for chronic pain, because it's very tedious. It's something that that great doctors and neurologists and all those guys, have to work on, just to get it going, and to treat you, accordingly, and how you explain your treatment, and your whatever you're going through, your pain, and you explain to them where it's coming from, and what it's doing to you and how it makes you feel, because that way it helps to treat you better. It helps them to treat you better and give you the better regimens for your body, because you explain yourself clearly, and you give them a clear understanding. So yes, guys, it's very important to give the doctors a very clear understanding, of what you're going through, because it helps a lot, because it helps them to give you a better diagnosis, and also, better prognosis as well. So it really helps a lot, so never be afraid, to tell the doctors, he or she, exactly what you're going through, because, only that way you'll be able to see a better result, is when um, give your doctors, the right, information that could help you, as far as treatments is concerned, and your quality of life as well, because there's a lot dependent, what you're saying to the doctor, believe it or not, because the treatment, you're talking about your quality of life, your day to day living, you know what I mean? So it's very important, it's very important. Some of us, we shy away from doctors, but we have to understand that, they're human beings, they're just like us, they have feelings, and some of them we could talk to, so some of them we could talk to, and they have understanding. So just come on in, guys, and let's talk about these situations, because they are situations that need to be talked about, and yeah. So we all need to get on board, for the ones who have the interest, and just to see how it is, and talk to friends and family, and get a better understanding of how it is, when you live with chronic pain, because it's a thing that keeps you shut down, from your family and friends, and it could cause you tremendous stress. Just give me 1 second, guys. While I'm talking, tremendous stress, and could also cause a lot of different a lot of different issues. So it's very tedious. It's very tedious. You know what I mean? Very tedious. And I'm just trying to think while I'm talking, because I'm working on the phone here. So yes, guys. It's very it's very very tedious, and it could also get you very emotional. And that kind of keeps you away from your friends and family, and kind of leaves you where you been isolated, and that's pretty much what chronic pain can do to you. It can put you in an isolation mood, because I'm speaking from experience. Chronic pain has put me in isolation, in dark places, because now it's going on almost 15 years for me. So I know where I'm coming from with this chronic pain issue, and with all the therapy that I get, physical therapy, psychological therapy, all of that stuff. It took a while before some of that stuff really, some of that regimen really kicks in. So I could really get a better understanding, because when you're going through chronic pain, it's hard for you to understand everything that's coming at you, because all you're thinking about at the moment is what you're going through and how you're going to deal with your family, which is understandable. I mean, everybody goes through that. Hey guys, how are you? Nice to see you here. Nice to see you guys in the chat. Hello, how are you guys? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Let me give you a jacket. Let you become a moderator. Yeah. So nice to see you guys. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. You know what I mean? So Adi as a moderator. Hey, Carl Crew, are you in the house? Yeah, respect. Respect Carl Crew. In the house. All right. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Yes, guys. So chronic pain is a thing that could put you in isolated moods, where you are away from your friends and family, because you're locked away, because that's something that keeps you gets you in those emotions where all you're thinking about, like I said, is the pain, and there comes your family, and your livelihood, your quality of life, and your day to day life. You know what I mean? So it does put you in these kind of moods where your way of thinking is not as clear as it normally used to be, because your mind is so fogged, because you're dealing with the situation, and it's a silent situation because chronic pain is not written all over your face. Chronic pain is something that you can't see, but chronic pain is a disease. That's pretty much what chronic pain is. It's a disease, and chronic pain. After 6 months, they tell you if your pain is still acute, like it's supposed to, like it is. Either you have damaged tissue or some form of damaged nerve where caused irritation and it's caused chronic pain, and it creates a havoc for you. So all these kind of movements and stuff like that, because of the scar tissue that's left over, all those things, creates a havoc, on the inner side of the anatomy, So yes, so it's good when you look at the outside and you see that it's intact. It's like looking at a car, right? First it's sprayed, nice and neat, on the outside, buff, shine, but the engine is rotten, you know you could barely start it. You know what I mean? Even though you fill it with gas, you start it. I mean, even if you do start it, it could barely move. You know what I mean? So pretty much that's what it is. But at the same time, you could go in the car and identify, and hopefully could fix, what's going wrong. The difference with chronic pain is, you could only treat it. So that's the big difference. You see what I'm saying? So yes, so it's just treatments that people have to go through on a day-to-day basis, day-to-day regimens. If you want to have a better quality of life, you have to stick with certain regimens, and you have to set goals, for yourself. You know what I mean? Set goals for yourself, and those goals, once you start to reach those goals one by one, then mentally it kind of strengthens you, because you see where you're going. You don't see yourself as a log, because chronic pain could have you down and you could be just like a log. Because I'm going to share with you guys, my first surgery, the doctor said to me I should have been in a wheelchair, and that sounds still in the back of my head, because it's like somebody hit you in the back of the head with a sledgehammer, and you still keep hearing that echo in the back of your head. And that's what motivated me to be where I am today. I've been in a wheelchair a few times. The last time I was coming to the airport, and I think on one of my videos I explained to you guys how that was, and it wasn't a pretty feeling. You know what I mean? So yes, I'm grateful for where I'm at today, and that's why I'm able to speak to you guys. My friends out there, all the other ones who are going through chronic pain. How it is. You could have a life, but it's all up to you, and how you set your goals, and how you want to live. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what that is, and follow the regiments. Because it's just like anything else. You have to follow protocols in life. And it's all about discipline. Self-discipline. Mentally and physically. So when you discipline yourself in these kind of ways, it becomes more easier, for you to operate. You see what I'm saying? Because mentally you're disciplined and physically you're disciplined. So all that discipline together, you become, more aware and more mindful, of what you're going through, and more understanding, because you're learning yourself. And the most important thing, guys, you have to remember, you're your best doctor. Yes, guys, you're your best doctor, because you have to understand, when you go to the doctor, they ask you what's wrong. You have to explain to them, in order for them to diagnose you. I'll give you a prognosis after they finish all these exams. But yeah, you have to be the one to tell them what's really going on. So that's why, it's very adamant for us as men, especially as men, to speak up to these doctors. When you go into these doctors' offices, don't be afraid, ask questions, let them know the truth about your situation. And it's the best way it's going to help you. So, but I'm not going to dig into that tonight, really. Tonight, I am here because we're getting closer to the Super Bowl. And, guess what? Number 92. I'm a New York Giant by heart. Number 92. You know who number 92 is? The who? Michael Strahan. All right? The Michael Strahan. All right? I am going to wear a jersey on my lives, maybe every night when I do lives up until the Super Bowl, I wear a different jersey just to support my friends in chronic pain, just to motivate you to get out there, do some walking, just to remind you that, with little sports, little enthusiasm, you could get up and move around and, make yourself, active. And, you have a better day, with yourself and your family. So I promise you, I told myself today I was going to start a little thing going. But yes, so every time I do a live for the rest of the the days up to the Super Bowl, I'll be wearing a different jersey, and we're just going to represent. We're going to get active. We want to get all the people in chronic pain, all the people in the funky moods. It doesn't matter where you live. If it's snowing, you can walk in your basement. You can walk up and down your staircase. You could do walking, stand still. You could do leg lifts. You can do anything. If it's even in your apartment, we're going to stay active until the Super Bowl and after the Super Bowl. So all my friends in chronic pain, we're going to put on our jerseys and we're going to put on our workout gloves, our workout, and just get our minds, more, in a better place, and a more stable place instead of being, devoted to the chronic issue. Because 2021, guys, we'll make it through 2020. So 2021 should be a better year because 2020 should really motivate the ones who are still around in 2021. Okay, so that should motivate you to catapult and get on and do better things in 2021 and further on through your life. Because that episode that we have been through, none of us have ever been through it. And so for the ones who are still here, rest in peace for the ones who are not here, and for the ones who lost their family, my condolences to you, and we know how it is, so we ain't going to really get back too much into that, because today's not a day about sorrow, today's a day about enjoyment. But I'm just saying, we'll make it through that. So guess what? We're going to just, keep active, stay alert, and be mindful, and just, I tell you, just take it day by day, because that's all we could do, because all information we're getting pretty much is a day-to-day information that's pretty much sometimes it changes and sometimes it stays stable. So, we're in the hopscotch right now as far as information is concerned, so, yeah, so we have to learn how to digest, and also, break it down where you can understand it, in your own terms, and put your mind at ease, because, there's a lot of uncertainties, guys. And I'm sure, it get a lot of us scared, a lot of us weary, a lot of us are tired, a lot of us are even hungry because, we're no jobs and no food. A lot of people are probably out of shelter, are even out of shelter, and lost their homes, their vehicle, people, out of college and out of high school because, the family, have to be misplaced because they got evicted. So much that went on, that even if we find something good out of 2020 that you could hold on to, hopefully, that could strengthen you to go along, through your life. Because you have to remember, every bad day, there is something good comes out of it. Okay, let me say that again. Every bad day, there is something good comes out of it. All right, so let's just keep moving on, guys. Let's let these things stop us. These are obstacles, and I understand. These are kind of foreign objects because we're not used to them. Foreign obstacles, I should say, because we're not used to them. So, we're just going to gain the understanding that we could gain, day by day, the knowledge we could gain day by day, and we're just going to play it, and we're going to wing it, and we're going to live, in a safe way, because we could do it, yeah. See, Strahan did it for us and gave us 2 Super Bowl. Tiki Barber, Randy Barber, not Randy Barber. I'm sorry, Randy was in Randy Barber was here in where Tom Brady's right now. He was playing for Tampa Bay. Yeah. So he won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay as well. But anyway, yeah, so Tiki Bob, I think he won one with us and then he left. And we had Brandon Jacobs and Plexico Boris and all these guys. Yeah, so we have a few of these guys that we still represent. We still have their jerseys, and because of what they have done for the team, and what they gave us as spectators, we go out and just buy their jerseys just to show our appreciation. And there's nothing wrong with that because hey guys, it's just what sports is for. It's just show your appreciation back to the guys who go out there in the cold and let us sit back at home and enjoy great sports. Because nothing is easy in life, guys. Nothing. It doesn't matter how you see these guys on television. Nothing is easy in life. It's hard work. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. When it comes on to chronic pain, it's not easy to deal with. It's hard work. You know what I'm saying? But once you make your mind up and you understand what you're going through, it makes it a lot easier for you. That's what it does. It's not easy, but it makes it a lot easier for you to deal with. You see what I'm saying? And to go through your day-to-day life. Because sometimes I'm walking on pins and needles, and I said to myself, I wish everybody even know how I feel. It's like, you're walking and all the bottom of your feet, you're walking on pins and needles and they also burn because the nerves are shattered from the root. So the sensation that comes from the nerve that it sends, the electrical pulse that it sends, the nerve sends senses all over the body because the nervous system is you see where it connected with the brain. It's like a CPU, central processor. You know what I mean? It sends signals. That's what the nerves does. So if anybody who really don't know, so it send all these weird signals, throughout the body, and sometimes these signals could make you feel disturbed because mentally, it just takes you on a ride, and also physically as well, because it breaks you down, But you have to be the stronger one and get to understand it, and do your research as well. And it's more easier to manage that way, because life goes on, man. Life goes on. I spoke about the stem cell research the other day. I don't really want to get back too much in it because I don't want to give it too much. What else should I say now? Yeah, I'm not really going to publicize it too much, but that's one of the only things that could help people, who are in certain chronic pain because the stem cell research, the embryo, it could regenerate nerves. Especially for elderlies, because you have to understand the nerve. I think 1 inch takes about 3 months to grow. Especially, but you have to be young and physical health, for that to happen. Your BMI have to be perfect, for that to happen. That's what that study, is all about. So, none of us are like that pretty much, especially now in this COVID time where we're locked down and everybody's eating. That's all we could do because all I do is food shop, come in and cook and watch television. What else to do? There's nothing else to do, So, yeah. So, so right now, so that's why, I was so adamant about it, a while back because that would help, millions of people, including myself, because you have to look at about, almost 100 million people, you know what I mean, that are living in chronic pain in this country, just in this country alone, and you look at 100 million people, and even if you look at it, say, each one costs $1, it's still $100 million, can you imagine if each one costs $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and just keep going. So it does cost the system a tremendous amount of money. So that's why I think if the research I'd continue, would have saved a lot of money in this area. But it had stopped, in the George Bush era, because he had started, then it stopped. Then President Obama, they picked it up, and I don't know, I don't think they were serious about it really. Then it become privatized, So once it become privatized now, there's no cap, So when you go to these private guys and they do their stem cell study and they get the embryo, they're gonna charge you arm and a leg, probably 2 arms and 2 legs, yeah, because there's no cap from the CDC, the government didn't really put too much footprint in it, you know what I mean? Yeah, so but that's for another day, So yes, guys. So for all my friends in chronic pain, just remember, today, tomorrow, the next day, days are coming where you can feel better if you don't feel good today. Just keep it, keep the faith, and just keep your mind clear, and stay close to your family and friends as well. And if you don't feel, up to yourself mentally, just call somebody and talk to somebody. You know what I mean? And see where that goes for you. Because right now, with all the added stress that's going on, mentally, it's tough for a lot of us to go on. And in this country right now, we're going to see a serious mental crisis yet to come. Which I spoke about several weeks ago on one of my programs that I talk about mental issues from this CV-19 and so forth and so forth, because there's a few of them right now, a few variants out there, African, what I heard about African variants, the UK variant. Next thing you're going to hear about the West Indian variant, the American variant, the Australian variant. What kind of variant we're going to hear next, So I don't know. It's just on and on and on. Very confusing, but like I said, we have to take it with a grain of salt day by day and learn from the analysis. And just pay attention, because some of these things are billboards. And I told you about the state of the obvious, and right now you're seeing the state of the obvious, in front of you. Well, it's changing right now, but you have been seeing it now for over 13 months. So it's a lot to bear, a lot to take in. But once you understand and you understand, what you're going through, it makes it easier for you to deal with the challenges, because sometimes you have to put the pride away because even when we see the food lines and how long they are, if I'm hungry and I don't have nothing to eat, I'm going to go on the food line. Hey, it's better than going out there and commit some kind of crime. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm going to go on that line. I'm going to get my food. I'm going to go home and cook. There's nothing wrong with that. So for all people out there who are going on the lines, man, there ain't nothing wrong with, man. Stay on the line and get your food and go enjoy your food with your family, man. Because time is very hard right now. You know, and if you have a full stomach and you could watch a game and enjoy it with your family, at least you have a decent day. Somewhat. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of little different things that are going on that we need to have more fun in our life. Especially 2021. Football is pretty much going away. The NFL, because after Super Bowl, then what? We have basketball for a few months, and we have the college hoops. We have all the March Madness and stuff going on. So we have stuff to keep us. Especially the English Premier League and also other sports to keep us at bay. So we won't really get, especially for the guys. I'm not saying ladies don't watch sports, guys. A lot of ladies watch sports as well. Go Giants next year. But anyway, yeah. So I'm saying, it just keeps us occupied, and just keep our mind at ease, and how we could gel with friends and family, and just share some chips and dips and some good talks and enjoy the game and stuff like that, because those things are good for the mind. Mentally, it's good for the mind. You know what I mean? Yeah, those things are good for the mind. So if anybody out there have any questions, man, I want to ask, man, feel free. If you want to call in, feel free. You know what I mean? Sometimes I could do these blogs where I could have split screens where I could put it up on the screen, but I have to go through StreamYard. I use StreamYard sometimes, but right now, I just like stream from I could stream from anything right now, anywhere pretty much. YouTube, pretty much opened the door for me where I could do my streaming through YouTube, via phone, via laptop, or I could use StreamYard as well. It doesn't matter. But I like the YouTube platform because it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? I use StreamYard, every so often. But I'll try. Maybe I'll use that next time because StreamYard, at least you have these banners and stuff you could put up, fancy banners. But I'm really not into all of that stuff. Really, pretty much. I just want to give the raw, authentic, conversation, and we could all each teach each other and learn from each other and just move on. You know what I mean? So I'm not really here for all of that masquerade. I'm here for the real facts. And all of that good analysis. That I could learn and understand from you guys. And if you guys could understand from me as well. Because yeah, each one teach one, man. Will make the world a better place, man. That's why Frederick Douglass sacrificed the way he sacrificed. Yeah, a lot of guys sacrificed for us, man. So we could gain these knowledge. So let's not let it go astray. They said if you want to hide something from a person of color, you put it in a book. Hey, people of color, my friends, don't be afraid to pick up a book. I mean, there's no such thing as putting in a book. We all, a lot of us read books, but some of us don't really understand what we read, and that's the thing. Reading is okay, but do you understand what you read? That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us read stuff, but do you understand? It's just like watching the television, and it goes over your head. So when you read, just take your time to understand what you read, and try to configure what you read as well as you go along, so you have a better understanding. Because a lot of us just run through stuff, and we forget what even the title of the book was. That's not really reading. Yeah. So yeah, man. So me personally, growing up, I watch a lot of subtitles. That's me. And that's my favorite to watch. I watch subtitles and series and stuff like that because I practiced that, growing up. You know what I mean? So it becomes a part of me. So I do it silently. It's not nothing that I do in public. Because I was a very shy away person. You know what I mean? I was never this outspoken. Things have changed. You know what I mean? We have grown. You know what I mean? As a person, I have grown. So I'm able now to be more outspoken and just speak about myself and just don't let things bother me like the way it used to, because I get to understand that even though I am going through what I'm going through and people say things at me or say things to me, I have to learn not to take it the wrong way, because they see this, the outer part of the body, they don't know what's going on inside. Until they know what's going on inside, then maybe their approach will be different. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we need to educate more. So that's what we're trying to do when it comes on to chronic pain. Just educate people more, let them know and let them understand. Because I tell you guys, for me, my mom liked to hug. When she grabbed me and squeezed me, that it hurt so much because of my situation. So I tell you, it's very, 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 very tedious when it comes on to chronic pain, man. You're walking and you miss a step, and then next thing you know, that pain lingers for like 15, 20 minutes where the scale is up. And then, slowly it might tapers off to where, your normally scale is, but yeah, that's chronic pain. It's like a light switch. It just goes on and off, if you're not careful and if you're not mindful, so that's why we have to keep practicing all the regimens, and the exercise, stuff like that to keep us going, you know what I mean? So we could, stay mobile, and stay motivated and have a better quality of life, with our friends, our families, and our peers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So pretty much that's pretty much what that is. And that's why physical therapy is also highly recommended because these things really helps. They really helps a lot. Because you have to understand. The studies show that strengthening muscles and stuff like that really helps you to become stronger. When you develop yourself, you can do more. But if the tissues and all those things are damaged, then it's a more tedious thing to work with. So we have to understand ourselves, guys. That's the most important thing that we have to do. Understand ourselves. You know what I mean? Understand what we're going through. Because that's the only way. We are going to be more at ease with ourselves and also with others. So we could just be like, hey, just give it a smile and just keep going. I learned the hard way. Put it, believe it or not. You know what I mean? Yeah, because sometimes your emotions and because of you're going through all of this chronicness is like and little things trigger you off. You're like, hey, whatever. But hey, listen, we have to understand, especially myself. That hey, the person don't know how I feel. What I mean? They don't know what pain scale I'm in today unless I tell them. But for me, I don't want to be a person keep reminding you how I feel, and people out there in chronic pain understand what I'm talking about, because if you see I'm not really in the mood for certain things, then I think that should be a better understanding for you to say, okay, maybe he's not feeling good. So for the ones who out there who have friends and family going through chronic pain, you also have to be ones who will be mindful and learn how to deal with people like myself, because it's not just us, it's you guys as well, because if you're willing to work with us, then you have to understand and hopefully try to understand what we're going through, so you could be able to help to deal with us. And we become better people, you know what I mean? Because each one teach one. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't have me sitting there going through chronic stuff and you don't even know what I'm going through because you don't even want to know. And even if I try to tell you, you just ignore it, because that's not the way to go, you know? Yeah, that's not the way to go. But it happens to the best of us. You know what I mean? Some people are ignorant to things. Some people don't want to educate themselves in other ways. Some people are in a bubble. Some people just don't want to be bothered. Hey, and that's okay. That's fine. That's life. You see what I'm saying? That's okay. It's not their life. It's your life. You know what I'm saying? It's my life. So that's why we have to be the one to take charge and do what we have to do as far as our life is concerned and their health, and become, better at it. And, the more we learn it, more become better at it, the more we'll be able to explain it to people and not feeling shy away from it, who understand it, hopefully, kudos to them. Who don't understand it, hey, kudos to them. That's just the way it goes. You see what I'm saying? There's no other way. It's up to you, the individual, if you want to try to understand you know yeah, because there's so much we could do, because repetition, 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 after a while it's going to get annoying. So yeah, but I mean, keep telling you, that's why I use the term repetition. You know what I mean? Yeah, so after a while it's going to become annoying. So you have to also willing to learn, how to deal with your spouse or your mate who are going through chronic pain as well, because like I said earlier, it's a disease. And if you don't believe me, ask the guys from the NFL. Ask the guys from the NBA. Ask the guys that plays in Major League Baseball. Ask the guys that plays in hockey. Ask all those guys. You see how many of those guys are lost because of suicides and stuff like that because of chronic pain. Because it's no joke. But not all of us were here to deal with certain pain scale. I do understand that. And I hats off to the ones who could deal with it, like myself and others out there. And For the ones who can't deal with it, just try. You know, just try. Find something to motivate you. First, find yourself a small goal. A small goal to accomplish. Even if you say you're going to walk 5 minutes. And today's Monday, right? You get up today, Monday, you walk 5 minutes. All right. You say, okay, I'm going to rest on Tuesday. Thursday, I'm going to walk 7 to 8 minutes. On Wednesday, I'm sorry. Wednesday, I'm going to walk 7 to 8 minutes. You walk 7 to 8 minutes on Wednesday. You rest on Thursday. Then Friday, you say you're going to walk 10 minutes. You walk 10 minutes on Friday. So you set these small goals, so you can reach them back and forth and feel comfortable so you can set another one. And that will help to propel you to go through your day and through life, because that's how we have to do. We have to set smaller goals before we get to the bigger ones. So set small hurdles, try to, get over them, and then we could continue. And because that's going to motivate us so much. It's going to, we're going to be so amazed. You know what I mean? So amazed, Yeah, because, see Carl Crew in there in the chat, hello, Carl Crew, what's going on, my brother? Yeah, he could tell you because, I hang out with him a couple of times. And, when I have to keep it down, I keep it down. When I have to take it down, I take it down. But they've been dealing with me, for years. So that, some of them understand, what I'm going through. And for the ones who chose not to, then, it is what it is. It's just life. You see what I'm saying? But, it's just like treating cancer, treating anything else. Hey, God bless my brother. Yeah, man, bless up, Carl Crew. You know what I mean? It's just like treating any other, illness. But it's just that this one, it brings on, the pain. You see what I'm saying? Just like cancer, that brings on pain as well. Diabetes, brings on chronic pain as well. Lupus and all these other stuff that brings on chronic pain. And it could even from a knee injury. From a sprain from the arm, or ankle. That being treated and those nerves are ruptured. You know what I mean? Some of those things can bring on severe chronic pain where, we have to deal with tremendous pain and learn how to manage pain and learn how to understand pain because there's a difference. You have to learn how to manage, and then learn how to, treat it, understand it, because if we don't, then we're going to be in a quagmire, and that's not what we're trying to be. We're trying to understand ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's very important for us to have a clear head, have a clear mind, before we make certain, decisions or, before we make certain steps, or whatever you want to call it, because psychological therapy is good, when you're going through chronic pain, especially if you've been through trauma, those things are good to help to motivate you. I would recommend that as well, because speaking to a psychologist will help you to, understand yourself. And it also helps you to understand that there's more people out there, that goes through stuff like you, even worse than you, because there's a whole bunch of people. So that's where I got, some of these numbers from, and also my research as well. Speaking with my psychologist, and my psychiatrist, and when they give me these numbers, because I do ask questions, when they give me these numbers about these people that are going through chronic pain, I'm walking out their office and I'm like, holy shit. Excuse my French, and I'm looking up and I'm like, 500, what? Like, yeah, feeling like myself. So it's like every 6 or 7 people you see on the street, at least one or two going through chronic pain, but maybe different in different ways. That's why you see so many orthopedic stuff, on the markets because, people have, alterations, and they have to use these things to help to be mobile, shoes, these things are very important for a person like myself, certain type of shoes that I have to wear, I probably won't say the names right now, but yeah, yeah, those things, helps. For me, I used to have a small car when I was injured. I think it was a BMW, black BMW. And I tell you, when I sat in that thing, when I was going through all the hurdles, man, and the kind of pain because I was so squished in the car. So, it's just, the pain was so intense. It's like, I feel like I just want to run this thing in a brick wall, Yeah, I tell you, because I have to make adjustments in every which way, even how you sleep, how you sit, yeah, it's a life of adjustments, so that's why I said, we have to discipline ourselves and discipline our mind because we have to be able, to take on these, adjustments, And these type of things, takes mental behavior and also physical behavior because so not everyone like changes, because that's pretty much one of the things with a lot of us, a lot of us don't like changes, hey, call crew if you want, man. You guys could, give super chats. You know what I mean? Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. You could become members of the channel. You could do super chats if you want. If you guys want to, help out the machine, keep the machine growing. You guys could do super chats. You guys could do, any one of those things. Right now, you guys can become a member as well of the channel. There's various perks out there for members. I'm sure you'll see once you get it. I mean, I'll show it to you guys as well. So there's a lot of things to come on this channel, guys. So if you want to become a member, that's fine. If you want to become a member of the channel, I'd appreciate that. Also, if you want to just become a super chatter, I'll also appreciate that. So yes, guys. So right now this machine, we take super chat, we take all of those things right now. So yes, we're gonna keep the machine rolling because the job must go on. And somebody have to be here to tell it. Somebody here have to be here to motivate, the other ones who are, still lacking and sitting and procrastinating. Oh yes, and I'll be the one, oh yeah, because you know what? If I could get one guy or two ladies out of the chair to move around, where they could get to a better place in life, physically and mentally, my job is done. If I could get that, then my job is done. So that's pretty much why I'm here, guys. And especially now with the Super Bowl going on. Yes, guys, I'm gonna be wearing one of these jerseys every night when I do a live just to represent and motivate. So whenever you see me in one of these jerseys, get your workout clothes and you're gonna do jumping jacks. You're gonna do whatever you're gonna do while you're listening to the show. Just get yourself in tune and do some exercise and just keep it going. If you see me some stretches, do some stretches, something to keep you motivated, you know what I mean? To get you motivated, and keep you in the groove. You know what I mean? Because we have to support each other, because maybe where you are right now, you're in the cold weather and it's not motivatable enough because it's rainy, it's dreary and stuff like that. Hey, put on your music and go in the basement and you do some leg lifts and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Try to get yourself out of that funk because right now we're really, really trying to get people out of these kind of funky moods because depression is on the rise, guys. Some of us are not, in tune to this, but depression is on the rise, and also suicide is on the rise. So that's why we have to catch all these, others that are straying out there that really trying to find themselves and understand themselves, so they could stay safe and also stay here with us on Earth. Because that's the thing, for people like myself to be informative, and also to be motivative, to others, because you have to understand somebody motivated me, oh yeah, or something motivated me, so something or someone will motivate you, you know what I mean? So that's why we're here, we're here, you know what I mean? So like I said, this week we're gonna stay free. Hopefully I could get in some little exercise in the gym. For the past couple of weeks, I've been feeling a little terrible, but I'll make up for it because I went to the gym twice this week. So I'll make up for it. I'm on and off right now, but I'll make up for it. It's just that when it's pretty bad, I take it down because I learned not to force the issue anymore. Because when I hurt myself, it's hard for it to subside. You know what I mean? It's hard, and I pay a serious price. So why I try to minimize it now because I learned, and that's why I said it's good to learn the body. So I learned. So I learned how to minimize it now. You know what I mean? Because I tell you, time upon time, I hurt myself. You know, time upon time, I hurt myself, fellas. And hey, I tell you, it's tough. But it's growing pain. It's just life. You see what I'm saying? So just remember, guys, we have Super Chat. You become a member if you want to become a member of the channel. I mean, you could donate to the machine, to keep it going. Thank you very much. Yeah, there you go. We can donate to the machine just to keep it going, and, support, the chatters, you know what I mean? Because each one teach one, man. And, we have to just, find somewhere to go sometimes, just to get some great conversation. Sometimes, you want to drift away from the television. That's why YouTube right now is such a huge market because, A lot of all these things in television right now that captivate your mind. It's just so cloudy. Makes your mind so cloudy. So people are looking to YouTube right now for different, different content. Content that they can relate to. You see what I'm saying? And content that could put them at ease. Because of all these uncertainties. So that's why you see people are craving, these, good content from others, on who they could learn from. Because like I said before, each one teach one. You know what I mean? So when I finish my show, sometimes I go on other channels. People that deal with chronic pain, listen to their lives. Listen to their programs. Or their videos and stuff like that, just to get an inside of what to minds, or if it's something different or something I've never used to. So there's a lot of different types of ways where we could go through all these chronic obstacles. You know what I mean? But to live with the pain itself, um, ooh, how should I say it now? It's like, for me, and I'm going to explain this to you in a very true fashion. I, for years, I felt like the true Ray died in that accident that day. And I try to revive him for years, and I try to work to get him back, to get him back, to get him back. And the more I work, and the more I go through all these, procedures and stuff like that, and my mobility, my myself, when it comes back up, then it just comes to a plateau, and it just stays at that plateau. And then it's like no matter how I fight, it just stays there. For years I fought, so I had to understand. It took years for me to understand that. Hey, listen, this is where you're gonna be. This is where you're gonna live. Even when these doctors tell me that, I'm like, you know what? No way. There's no such thing. I mean, because they said, you're gonna live with chronic pain for the rest of your life. I'm like, yeah, right. Whatever. Yeah. I said to him, I said, you're dreaming. But I tell you, I feel some pain, guys. Oh Lord. Yeah. So they were right. But at the time, at a younger age, you feel like, you could get over, or you could, beat certain things. So yeah, it was mind over matter for me at the time, fighting, still mind over matter. But no, I understand. But yeah, I was fighting my way, just to find my way back to, the real Ray. And I fought. And it's been years now that I gave up, you know what I mean? Because why fight, a battle that you really can't win? You know what I mean? So for years I gave up, and I just learned to live with this battle, you know what I mean? And learn, this body, learn to discipline my mind with this body, learn to be humble with this body, and learn also to appreciate this body, because like I said, I could be in a wheelchair. So yes. So I'm grateful that I'm walking, because when the surgeon told me that, for a surgeon to walk out and come to your bedside and look down at you and say, I don't know how you're walking, you're supposed to be in a wheelchair. You're supposed to be in a wheelchair. Then he knocked his finger on the bed like that and shook his head. He said, he's supposed to be in a wheelchair. Man, the tears just came down my eyes, because I was laying in the bed. What else you gonna do? Man tell you you're supposed to be in a wheelchair. Because then from then on I started moving my feet, my legs and everything, just to make sure I have some kind of, movements going, because I'm like, whoo, that is just heavy. So I just started moving around, you know what I mean? Moving the feet, moving the legs, try to move around. And I was in a fright one night, a serious fright. I was home one night. And hey, Charles, how are you, Charles? Nice to see you here, Charles. Hey, hello. Nice to have you here. So one night I was home, and about 2 o'clock in the morning, I got up and I went to the bathroom. This is when I lived in New Jersey. This is my second procedure. So went to the restroom, got up off the toilet. Then I can't move. Right? I got rushed to the emergency room. I could barely move my toes and stuff. And the guy was like, if you can't move your toes, we got to take you back up to the OR. I was like, oh Lord, Man, I was calling my toes, man. I'm like, come on up, God damn it. Come on up. So for about 5 minutes, he's there messing with my toes. My toes just drop until they slowly, move up. And they gave me some kind of medication because I was in excruciating pain. And I don't remember nothing from then. I just woke up the next morning because I felt like I was floating when I was going home. And that's why I don't like these strong medications, because You just feel like you're floating. I don't understand people when they're on this type of shit because it's crazy. But anyway, my bad. Yeah. So I tell you, so that was an episode, man. And I keep remembering what the doctor said. So for every time I'm gonna make a step, I make sure I remember what that man says. So I always try to step carefully. That doesn't mean, I'm not gonna miss a step here and there, because we're not perfectly, when we're walking. None of us are, you know. But I just stay mindful because, it's dreaded, man. Hey, Charles. Nice to have you, Charles. Blessing, blessing, blessing. You just come in. All right, thumbs up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Charles. Thank you very much. Nice to have you here. You know what I mean? Nice to have you here. So yes, guys. So I tell you, it was a tremendous fight, and it still is. It still is a tremendous fight. And it's a never-ending battle, and that's why I say to all the people in chronic pain, just don't give up, man, because even though it's a never-ending battle, there are treatments, and there are alternative ways, and there are, great treatments out there. So I think, we should just be hopeful and stay optimistic because, you never know what's going to happen next year and the year after that and the year after that, So scientists, they're working, and they're working in their, our interest, I should say, So I hopefully in our interest. So I'll stay hopeful, man, and stay optimistic, and stay positive because these are the only thing that's going to get us, to the next level, to understand ourselves and to settle our minds, because we have to be humble for our mind to be settled. We have to be very humble, for our mind to be settled. Because you can't be rattling around and try to have a settled mind because you're not at ease. So sometimes it's good to take a time out. Um, Meditation. I used to meditate a lot, but I haven't meditated in months. Not even gonna lie. But meditation is good, because it's kind of like free up the mind, all those spaces, that all those corners that you have, stuff that's bothering you, just free up the mind. So if you could meditate, if things are bothering you, chronically, then that could also help, and also like I said, speak to someone. And for the ones with the chronic issues, try to do a bit of walking. If it's even some, movements around the house, because it helps. Because you know what does that glides the nerve. The nerve in the nervous system, it glides it. So it moves it around. So for all that scar tissue that's us there, it moves. It's like it's shuffling the scar tissue. That's what it's doing. So the place where it's sitting, it's like pressing on the nerve and it's irritating you. So when you move around, the scar tissue move around, inside of your body. There's movements, you know what I mean? So the scar tissue moves around. So it could shift to another side, and then that pain could just like alleviate, you never know. But that's why you have to keep it moving like that because you're trying to shuffle the scar tissue around. You know what I mean? Because you have the scar tissue. After all, it doesn't matter if you even have an epidural. It still leaves scar tissue because a needle leaves scar tissue beneath the skin. It still leaves scar tissue. It doesn't matter if it's just as simple as a needle. As simple as a needle leaves scar tissue. So it's the scar tissue sometimes that irritates the nerve that cause some of these chronic pain as well. In areas that some of us are having them. So movements help. Depends on how we move safely, and just do it in a timely fashion, and those things could help. So yes, guys, it could be in different ways. A lot of us are here, and we're here because we're putting up a good fight. We're trying to stay alive, trying to stay motivated. Because there's things to live for, and we are also people of goals. So that's why we're still here because you still have goals that you want to accomplish. I still have goals that I want to accomplish. You see what I'm saying? So yes, so a lot of us are still here because there's a lot to do. Because there's a lot I haven't done yet. Because tonight, speaking to you, unscripted, sometimes it's not easy to do a 1 hour unscripted, but you know what? For me, it's authentic. Because some people say, Ray, how you do it? Just be myself, and just tell it like it is. You know what I mean? And it becomes easier and easier, Yeah, it becomes easier and easier. So sometimes they said, Ray, how you doing unscripted? I just go for an hour and you have material to say. No, sometimes, you just go off the top of your head and flow. And because from my experience, I've learned so much by, going through the physical therapist, going to the psychological therapist, going to the psychiatrist. go to see the neurologist, going to see my primary care, going to see this, going to see that. So all these doctors I see collectively, I learn something from. You know what I mean? So yes, so that helps me a lot. To become a little bit more wiser. You see what I'm saying? Oh yes, it helps me become a little bit more wiser. So that's why I said pay attention. Because everywhere you go, there's something to learn. So it's good to pay attention. Just be mindful. Of your situation. And those things will help you to catapult. Over until the next level. Because as long as you're willing to put up the fight, and as long as you're willing to put in the work, anything is possible. Because nothing really comes overnight unless you steal it. Stuff like that. But yeah, but not really comes overnight. You have to put in the work. So for all my friends, that stay with the chat. You know, I really thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Just remember, you could become a member of the channel if you want to, or you could also donate to the channel. If you want to, one-time donation, or you could also do a super chat if you want to. It's up to you guys. You know what I mean? Feel free and do these things. So as time goes by, I'll explain some of the perks that I have to offer to my super chatters and also my members. But I just want to thank you guys, for being here tonight. It was a pleasure, having you guys here with me tonight, on the segment, on a Saturday night, because you guys could have been anywhere else, doing anything you want to do, but you spend the time, with Chronic Pain and a Demon just to hear what I have to say, and I really appreciate you guys, very much, and I try to come on again. Today's Saturday, Monday. I'll do like about 3 shows a week up until Super Bowl. So, I could keep my friends motivated, the ones who are in chronic pain, just to make sure you guys are staying active, getting out of bed, walk around, every time. You know what? Even when the television go on commercial, just get up and do a little bit of walking, and until your show comes back. Then you can go back and sit. Now, every commercial break, you do a little bit of walking. Every commercial break, you know what I mean? Do a little bit of walking. Even stuff like that, will help you to catapult to the next level because you're motivating yourself, and the brain, you're working, and it's feeling more free because all that tight tension, it's just make your body, your entire body tight. So that's why it's good to. Yeah. Inhale, exhale. And when you feel all of that, can you imagine what you feel when you meditate or when you just like try to simplify things? Just inhale, exhale, make you feel like you lost so much pounds. Can you imagine if you continue the right regimen, how you gonna feel? Yeah. So sometimes I have to take it down and just breathe for a second. Include myself as well. You know, and just observe the situation. You know, analyze it, and try to understand it. You know, and the more you try to understand it, the better off you will be. And the better you are going to be able to treat that situation. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, the better way you're going to be able to treat that situation. Because you have a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have a better approach. You know, because you're not going to have the same negative approach that you might have if you didn't understand it. No, you're going to be coming from a positive level because you understand the situation. So you're going to approach it the right way. You know, so that's pretty much what it is to learn the body. You learn to understand and you learn to approach, little by little, and learn, you know what I mean? But you have to be willing, you know. It's a thing that we have to be willing because it's very hard, because it's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy. No, it's not. But we have to be willing to do it. And the more you do it, the more you're going to enjoy it. And the more you're going to enjoy doing it because you know what? It's the better it's going to make you feel about yourself, about your surrounding, about your family, about your peers, mentally, physically, all the way around. It's going to make you feel better and even think clearer, because that's one thing about pain as well. When you're in chronic pain, your clarity of thinking, it's not as clear as, when you're normal, body, just in a normal body. where you don't have these chronic issues. Your ways of thinking, because your mind is so foggy with this chronicness. The space that you're supposed to have in the brain to think is just like being overcrowded by all these signals. You know what I mean? So it's hard for you to think. You know, so that's pretty much one of the thing. It's hard to think. Hard to sleep. Just hard to have certain type of appetites. Hard to discipline. But we have to learn. You know what I mean? We have to learn. And once we learn, it becomes a lot easier. It becomes a lot easier. All right. So, guys, I want to thank you for being here. It was a great night. And I want to thank all my friends, thank all my supporters, and I want to thank all my subscribers. Just remember, guys, we're here for a purpose. And Chronic Pain Demon, I always say before I go, who feels it knows it. Once again, thank you very much. Peace.